The Victoria Cross is the highest award for gallantry that can be awarded to a Commonwealth service member. So far in its history, 1,358 have been awarded to 1,355 individuals from Crimea to Afghanistan. Americans, Australians, South Africans, Belgians, Rhodesians. I've summoned him Habonite. Fuck! Rhodesia mentioned. Rah! Danes, Germans, Grenadians, Indians, Pakistanis, Irishmen, Welshmen, New Zealanders, Canadians, Nepalese, and even Newfoundland have men who have won the coveted medal. Today we're going to look at 3 men who have been awarded the Victoria Cross and their interesting backgrounds. First on the list is Christian Scheiss of Switzerland. He won his Victoria Cross at Rorschach, which holds the distinction of having the most Victoria Crosses awarded for a single action. Scheiss joined the French army and saw action in the Franco-Prussian War, in the Xhosa War in South Africa. 22 and a veteran of 2 wars, he joined the Natal native contingent as a corporal and fought in the Battle of Rorschach. His citation reads, "For conspicuous gallantry in the defense of Rorschach post on the night of 22nd January 1879, when, in spite of his having been wounded in the foot a few days previously, he greatly distinguished himself when the garrison was repulsing with the bayonet a series of desperate assaults made by the Zulus, and displayed great activity and devoted gallantry throughout the defense. On one occasion, when the garrison had retired to the inner line of defense and the Zulus occupied the wall of mealie bags which had been abandoned, he crept along the wall without any order to dislodge a Zulu which was shooting better than usual and succeeded in killing him and 2 others before he, the corporal, retreated to the inner defense." Only 3 double Victoria Crosses have been awarded in its entire 169-year history, and only one of those won their second VC posthumously. Noel Chavasse won both of his without firing a single shot, and despite no provision for a posthumous award at the time, one was awarded after he was hit by a shell and killed in action. Noel Chavasse was educated at Oxford with his twin brother. Both entered the 1908 London Olympics. Noel finished 3rd in his 100-meter heat in the quarterfinals. He enlisted in the Royal Army Medical Corps in 1913. He would be attached to the 1st Battalion, 10th Liverpool Regiment, Scottish. His unit served in the Battle of Hooge. Only 142 men survived out of the 900 who started. On the first day of the Battle of the Somme, he won his first VC. His VC citation reads, "For most conspicuous bravery and devotion to duty. During an attack, he treated the wounded in the open all day under heavy fire, frequently in view of the enemy. During the ensuing night, he searched for the wounded on the ground in front of the enemy's lines for 4 hours. The next day, he took 1 stretcher bearer to the advanced trenches and, under heavy shell fire, carried an urgent case for 500 yards into safety, being wounded in the side by a shell splinter during the journey. The same night, he took up a party of 20 volunteers, rescued 3 wounded from a shell hole 25 yards from the enemy's trench, buried the bodies of 2 officers, and collected many identity discs, although fired on by bombs and machine guns. Altogether, he saves the lives of some 20 badly wounded men, besides the ordinary cases that passed through his hands. His courage and self-sacrifice were beyond praise." It does bear noting that in World War I terminology, a bomb was a grenade or an aircraft drop bomb. Usage has since changed. During the Battle of Passchendaele, which the print behind me was inspired by, he suffered a head wound, but according to witnesses, took his helmet off, bandaged it, and kept working. Absolute legend. His second Victoria Cross citation reads, "Though severely wounded early in the action while carrying a wounded soldier to his dressing station, Captain Chavasse refused to leave his post and for 2 days not only continued to perform his duty, but in addition went out repeatedly under heavy fire to search for and attend to the wounded men who were lying out. During these searches, although practically without food during this period, worn with fatigue and faint with his wound, he assisted in carrying a number of badly wounded men over heavy and difficult ground. Through his extraordinary energy and inspiring example, he was instrumental in rescuing many badly wounded who would have otherwise undoubtedly succumbed under the bad weather conditions. This devoted and gallant officer subsequently died of his wounds. Noel Godfrey Chavasse was 32 when he died. He could have perhaps served longer if he was taking today's sponsor, Placebofan." Tired, cluttered thoughts? Why not see if Placebofan is right for you? Placebofan boosts energy and focus with natural fast-acting tablets and can be taken up to twice daily. While the side effects of Placebofan are potent, there are also minor side effects you may encounter. Contact your doctor if you experience blurred vision, increased heart rate, skin irritation, discoloration of the retinas, viscous fluid, uncontrollable bowel, the itch, throat rash, limb loss, fart smell, dog slope, spontaneous combustion, thoughts of taking back your ex, limb loss, cock rot, pickleball, secondhand skid marks, Hatman, tripping balls, herking, and sound sensitivity. Try Placebofan today and see if it is right for you. Now, back to the action. Sergeant Ian McKay served in the Parachute Regiment's 1st Battalion from 1971 to 1976, during which he was a participant of the Bloody Sunday Massacre. In the inquiry, he is known as Soldier T from the Savile Report. Although he did not aim at Patrick Brawley, Private T of the mortar platoon was probably responsible for the shot that directly or indirectly injured this casualty, who was in Block 1 of the Rossville Flats. McKay didn't fire indiscriminately, unlike many others, with the report reading, "In the course of the report, we have considered in detail the accounts of the soldiers whose firing caused the casualties. In the light of much other evidence, we have concluded, for the reasons we give, that apart from Soldier T, many of these soldiers have knowingly put forward false accounts in order to seek to justify their firing." Chapter 3, paragraph 82. With the exception of Private T, and with the probable exception of shots, Sergeant O said he fired at someone in a balcony of Block 3 of the Rossville Flats, and which, despite his assertion to the contrary, did not hit anyone. None of the firing by the soldiers of the support company was aimed at people posing a threat of causing death or other serious injury. Chapter 5, paragraph 3. He served in the regiment's depot as a corporal instructor, then did 2 years with the Parachute Regiment's 3rd Battalion. He rejoined the depot, then was posted with B Company's 3rd Battalion in 1982, where he won a posthumous VC in the Falklands War. His citation reads, "During the night of 11 to 12th June 1982, 3rd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment, mounted a silent night attack on enemy battalion position on Mount Longdon, an important objective in the battle for Port Stanley in the Falkland Islands. Sergeant McKay was platoon sergeant of 4 Platoon B Company, which, after the initial objective had been secured, was ordered to clear the northern side of the long east-west ridge feature held by the enemy in depth with strong, mutually supporting positions. By now, the enemy were fully alert and resisting fiercely. As 4 platoons advanced continued, came under increasingly heavy fire from a number of well-sighted enemy machine gun positions on the ridge and received casualties. Realizing that no further advance was possible, the platoon commander ordered the platoon to move from its exposed position to seek shelter among the rocks of the ridge itself. Here it met up with part of 5 platoon. It was both still heavy and accurate, and the position of the platoons was becoming increasingly hazardous. Taking Sergeant McKay, a corporal, and a few others covered by supporting machine gun fire, the platoon commander moved forward to reconnoiter the enemy positions but was hit by a bullet in the leg, and command devolved upon Sergeant McKay. It was clear that instant action was needed if the advance was not to falter and increasing casualties to ensue. Sergeant McKay decided to convert this reconnaissance into an attack in order to eliminate enemy positions. He was in no doubt of the strength and deployment of the enemy as he undertook this attack. He issued orders and, taking 3 men with him, broke cover and charged the enemy position. The assault was met by a hail of fire. The corporal was seriously wounded, a private killed, and another wounded. Despite these losses, Sergeant McKay, with complete disregard for his own safety, continued to charge the enemy position alone. On reaching it, he dispatched the enemy with grenades, hereby relieving the position of beleaguered 4 and 5 platoons, who were now able to redeploy with relative safety. Sergeant McKay, however, was killed at the moment of victory, his body falling on the bunker. Without doubt, Sergeant McKay's action retrieved a most dangerous situation and was instrumental in ensuring the success of the attack. His was a coolly calculated act, the dangers of which must have been all too apparent to him beforehand. Undeterred, he performed with outstanding selflessness, perseverance, and courage. With complete disregard for his own safety, he displayed courage and leadership of the highest order and was an inspiration to all those around him. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you have any feedback, leave a comment. Anything you want me to cover, also leave a comment. Enjoy and have a nice day. Terminal erections.